Hi there. Welcome to Digital Masters Hub. This is Bharti Sharma, and in today's video I'm going to cover how to set up a Google Ads search campaign step by step. I'll also cover some optimization tips in this video. So let's get started. First, to create Google Ads account, go to ads.google.com and you will come to this page. Then click on Get Started. And once you have created your account, you will land on this page. This is the interface of Google Ads. Now, before you head on to creating a new campaign, you need to do some basic setup so that you get the best out of your campaign and the money that you spend, of course. To do that, we will do two things first. One is to connect your Google Ads account with your Google Analytics account, and second, set up conversion tracking. So let's start first linking of the accounts. To do that, let's go to Google Analytics account. Once you come here, click on this gear icon and that will bring you to the admin panel. Under property section, click on this Google Ads linking and click on new link group. Once you do that, you will see your Google Ad accounts here if you have multiple accounts, but if you have one, you will just have one. Just to make sure this is the account that you are trying to connect, go back to Google Ads account and on the top right, you will see a number here. And look for this number and select that number and click on Continue. Then name this account so that in future when you will have multiple accounts, you will know which you will be able to identify your Google ad accounts, right? Then this all website data, you should turn that on so that you will receive all website data to your ad account. And then click on link accounts. My account is already linked, so I'm not going to do it. Once you click on this link accounts, you will see the linked account over here. Alright, now come back to your Google Ads account. First step is completed, that we have linked both the accounts. Now we want to set up conversion tracking. So what we are going to do is, we will set up some goals in Google Analytics account and import those goals in Google Ads account and then track those goals as our conversion tracking. So to do that, first let's go to Google Analytics and set up goals. To do that, come to admin panel and under your create view section, click on goals and click on new goal. Once you do that, you will get two options. Under template, there will be some predefined goals, but we will go with custom and click on continue. Now name your goal based on the type of goal that you're going to select. Destination goal meaning that if you want to track a specific page, how many people landed on that page, you can track that. For example, on our website we have this contact form, and if I want to measure that how many people filled this contact form and submitted it, I can do that. So if a person submit these forms, they land on this thank you page on our website. So how I can measure and track this goal is by tracking destination. So let's name this goal as thank you page visits, right? And then we can go ahead. What duration means is that if you think that a person staying on your website for more than 3 minutes or 5 minutes is valuable for your business, you can measure that. If you think that a person looking at 3 or more pages or 5 or more pages on your website, then you can track page or screen per session. If you want to measure engagement, that how many people are watching a video or any other engagement functionality that you have on your website, you want to measure that, you can do that as well. For now, we will go with destination. and then click on continue. Now here, as we are measuring thank you page visit, we will go with thank you slug from our website URL. So you can go to the URL and just copy this section of the slug after your domain name and then paste it here. So it should be equal to this slug, and you're okay with that. Now, value meaning that if you have an e-commerce website and if you have specific value in mind, you can use it here. So you can put the price of your product here, and at the end of the day, then you will be able to see that how much you earned, right? But in our case, we can go with off because there is no value, specific value to this conversion, right? But I generally go with 1 so that I can see that, okay, if there is number 10 showing, meaning 10 people fill my forms. So just for my own convenience, I use that. Now, what is funnel? So if you have a website where you want to track a journey of a person, that a person is visiting which page and after which page they are going to. For example, if you have an e-commerce website, people are visiting your product pages, so which product pages they are visiting, then after that where they are going. For example, they are adding the product to a cart or basket, and then they are going to the checkout point or dropping off in between. You can measure that journey. So for example, if you want to assess your website performance, why people are dropping off and where people are dropping off from your website, you can do that, and then you can finally optimize those pages where people are dropping off, and the pages which are performing better, which are not performing better. You can just understand overall performance, and you can understand the performance of the key pages in your website, right? So in our case, this doesn't apply, so we will just go with save. But before that, you can just click on verify this goal. So this will show you what is the possibility of this goal conversion based on the past 7 days. So if you do that, it will show you approximate a percentage number, right? So in my case, my goal is already set up, so I'm not going to do that, but you just need to save and your goal will be set up. So once you save the goal, your goal will show here in a list, right? So that is done here. Now come back to your Google Ads interface, and now we are good to go with creating a new campaign. Let's do that. Click on new campaign. Now first of all, it'll prompt you to set a goal. So there are many goals here, as you can see: sales, leads, or website traffic, or just brand awareness, and so on. Now for me, I think that if I'm spending money behind something, I need to get some substantial value or some tangible value. So website traffic to me is not that tangible or valuable. So I usually try, and I usually prefer to measure leads, if not sales, because if your website is not e-commerce, then just set some goals on your analytic, say for example duration or sessions or lead or thank you page, and measure leads so that you are at least getting some value out of it, right? So let's select leads as our goal, and as this video is about search campaign, we select search and go ahead, website visit, and just copy paste your website URL here, and we do that. Then click on continue. Now you are now creating a campaign, so name your campaign as it makes sense to you. Search campaign leads, and then for network, click on this include Google search partners. Of course we are going with search network, and deselect this display network, because the dynamic of campaigns such as display is completely different from search network. So we do not want to mix both, it will hamper the performance. So definitely we want to deselect this this is one of the optimization tip from me. And just go with search network and include search partners. Click on show more setting. Let's see what it is. You can set up start and end date for your campaign, and some people also prefer to just not set the end date and go on and see how campaign is doing. So you can do that. Also, campaign URL option, this is a bit advanced. I'll cover in later advanced video, so we're not going to go on that. So we are just going with the standard search campaign, so we will not touch. I'll make another separate video for dynamic ads. So let's go with location now. So in location, you can select a country if you are providing services countrywide. Also, you can just enter a specific location. So if you are a local business and if you just want to cover certain area, you can do that. For example, I write a city's name, for example, city. So it is showing you Adelaide SA, the areas, this Adelaide SA city, whatever matches with your term. And if you go with this, you can also add even postcodes. So if I write this postcodes, okay, this is the postcode. You can also target or even exclude the postcode, or nearby you can just surround the area. So you can go granularly with your location as long as it works for you. So we will go with Australia here. Now this option under target is recommended, but I always go with this option because it says that people in or regularly in your targeted location. So if I'm targeting Australia, I want only people who are already in Australia physically to see my ad. So what does this mean is that if a person is in some other country far away from Australia, and they just look for search on Google that about Australia, or they are planning to visit, or they are just trying to research something about Australia, it means that they are interested in, and my ad will show to them and I'll waste money on it, right? So I don't go with that. And this is okay, exclude location, which is excluded, so that's all right. With language, it's straightforward, English. Audiences. Now for audiences, you should always have already saved audiences in audience library, but I'll go over this just the basic information about this. Now you can go detailed demographic audiences, meaning that what is their parental status, or their marital status, or their education level, or their homeowners or renters. So if your business is real estate business, or you are education provider, or you have some business which will relate to these demographics, you can go with that, right? Then next option is affinity and custom affinity. Affinity means that people are once in a while have visited similar business or similar content. They are just interested. So I don't generally prefer to go with affinity audiences. In-market audience is the audience that is actively researching in your area of business, mind your services or products or whatever you are serving. So they are actively looking for your business related services or products. So you can go with in-market people. That is more effective than remarketing similar audiences that you have already set. So you can see this combined list and website visitors. Under website visitors, we have this thank you page visitors that we have set up and imported, right? So you can go with that. And you can also go with all website visitors, and you can also save combined list as well. I'll go over it later in this video, and if this video is long, then I'll make another video for it. So that is the audience. And combined audiences, meaning that you have already set up these audiences, say for example these, and you can just create, if you want to target more than your created audiences, you can combine under this section audience manager, there's audience library, and then you can manage there. So basically you can just go with this. For example, you can select anything which is related to your business and target your relevant audiences. So for example, my website is related to digital marketing, then I can even search like this, and then it will search from the in market and active and all audiences which are already saved in inbuilt audiences. I can go with that. For example, SEO SEM services is relevant, right? And website design development is relevant, and then it will show you approximate size of the audience. So you can go with audiences whatever suits to your business. So at the moment, let's go with this audience. Now, targeting or observation. Targeting meaning audiences only under, it says that narrow the reach of your campaign to the selected audiences with the option to the adjust the bids. And observation is little wider than this audience. So I always prefer to go with observation, because when you do that, your selected audience, you can then see which audience is performing better. If you have your already selected audience from say for example, you're selecting your website visitors, right? And you are going with observation, then what will happen? You'll be able to bid more on your website visitors if this audience is performing better, right? But if you just go with targeting, ad will only show to this audience which you have selected. So you are limiting your ads, right? So that is how this option works. Now, budget. Under budget, here you will enter the average you want to spend each day. So how you can come to a number is that either just think of a number that you want to spend in a month. So for example, in a month you want to spend 300, then divide it by 30, and whatever amount comes you can write it here, right? Or just per day, if you want to spend $10 and then multiply it with 30, and then you will see that in a month you will spend that much. So whatever is your budget, so let's go with $15 a day, and it'll come to $450 around, a little less or more. So that is how you come to a budget number, right? When it comes to your bidding, now it is by default showing conversion, right? So we are tracking conversion, but what I do is I generally, to start with, I go for manual CPC. Why manual CPC? Because to start with, there is no data in the with AdWord around your account. So if you are able to gather some data, then later on you can go for target CPA or target ROAS, whatever suits your business. But to start with, manual CPC, and then enhance your CPC and just tick this box, so that you are just enhancing this manual CPC. And once you have enough data, you would eventually want to go to target CPA or target ROS. That is how I plan my campaigns. You can go with maximize clicks, but then I've observed that maximize clicks will make your bids very, very high to start with. So I don't prefer that. So let's go with manual CPC and tick this box. So optimize for conversion value. Right now this is not that applicable. Once you go for target CPA, that'll be. So let's go with this. Now let's see. So account level conversion. So right now we are going with thank you page visits, right? So we already imported that and we are tracking that. Schedule. You can go with 9 to 5 if your business is only if your business is such. For example, if you are tracking call conversion and your office is open from 9 to 5, you can just keep it 9 to 5, right, on weekdays. So it depends on a business. So you can set up a schedule rotation. Now optimize or prefer the best performing ads. Generally I prefer this. You can go with do not optimize or rotate ads indefinitely if you want to see that which ad is working better. This will hamper your campaign to a certain extent, because best performing ads are not pushed forward. So if you want to measure and test your ad copies, you can do that, but we'll go with prefer best performing ads, so that automatically Google Ads will show more ads which are performing better, right, which are converting more. Now, site ad extensions. Ad extensions are very, very important. You must add ad extensions. What are they? Come to this. Yeah. So what is this? These are all site link extensions. So what happens when you do ad extension, when you use them, you take more area. Without ad extension, you take less area. This ad is using call extension. They are showing call, right? This ad copy is using 4 ad extensions. These are site links, right? So you should always use these extensions, so that, let's come back to here. So site link extension that we saw, site link, right? There are call out extensions, call extensions. It depends what kind of extensions that you want to use. Then there is structured snippet, app extension if you have app and if you want people to download it. Lead form extension, meaning that people will be able to send you their email ID and contact and request you quote or something like that without visiting your website. So it will be just or be on your ad copy, so people will be just able to fill in a form and submit it there only. Message extension, if you want to receive messages from people, they will be able to send a message to you. You can run a promotion if you have some e-commerce website or some business which run promotions like Christmas promotions or something. You can use those. Price extension, you can mention price if you have fixed prices for your services or product. You can mention that as well. Location extensions, if you are a local business, you can use location extensions as well, showing people where your business is and direction, right? So let's just try to see what site link is. So we have not set yet. You can just create new site link. So for example, if your main ad copy is about, let's take an example of our website. So our services are like SEO services, website design. So if my ad copy is about SEO services, then I can provide rest of the services like web design, social media, Google Ads services as site link extensions, so that if people are not looking for SEO services, some other digital marketing services, they can land on those pages as well without coming to the website and then going to those pages. So you are providing site links to them. So that is a site link. Then you can give description. So for example, we saw here, this is the description, right? This is site link. So this will take to the free SEO health check page. This will take to case studies, and this is a description that you can write. Now final URL, so you can give the landing page URL. Of course, you will give the URL where you want to take people. So that is how you can set, at least I would recommend 4 site link extensions, and that is how you set up site link extension. Call out extensions, meaning that if your business, if you want to just say some extra things about your business, like for example, you want to say that you have some extra USPs about your business, unique selling point, what are plus points, or customer service, or less charges, or affordable services, or whatever is, highlights about your business, you can say that. Call extension is, as the name says, you can just provide your number and it will show like this, so that people just can call directly to your number, right? So that is call extension. You can explore more extensions and add as many as are relevant to your business, right? So for now, let's just continue. That is site link extensions and other extensions. Most important, I think, are site link extensions that takes a lot of space on search result, as well as you can provide people to go to many other pages as well. Now, set up an ad, right? So we are going to go with standard for now. So ad group 1. So according to the URL that I provided initially, it is fetching the keywords here based on our content, right? So what you can do, you can just look at the keywords here, or you can write keywords here. For example, digital marketing, and it will give you the options relevant to this keyword. Never use this option add all keywords, whatever is relevant. So for example, all this keyword I'll just get rid of. And for example, if I am advertising for a service, then digital marketing agency is relevant. Yes, people must be looking for an agency or company, or training is not relevant. Marketing agency, online marketing is not relevant because maybe somebody is trying to learn online marketing. So only add what keywords are relevant, right? Now let's name this ad group as SEO. Let's take SEO services. How you will decide what bid that you want to go for. So for that, just go to keyword planner to get an idea about it. So for that, you need to click on tools and settings, and there's keyword planner here, and say for example we are looking for SEO services, right? That's what our ad group is about. Let's see the result, and make sure that your location is selected, that what you are targeting. So the keyword search volume and everything will show as per that location. So make sure that you have selected here right location. And let's see, for example, SEO services, and the cost is top of the page bid. This is the low range and this is the higher range, right? So what I do generally is I keep in between these, but on a lower side to start with. So this is between $10 and $30, right? So I will start from, say for example, $12 or $13 just to start with, so that system gets some time to learn around my ad groups and keywords and what kind of performance it is delivering. And then later on, slowly, if I feel that the budget needs to be bumped up, I do that. So to get an idea, just SEO services, SEO companies from $11 to again $30. Then SEO agencies also between $13 and $30. So the average amount I see here is that, okay, I'll go with $13 or $14 at the max, right? And then come here and just say you will do $14, right? Once you do that, it should show here the matrix around this. Daily budget is 15, right? That's the mistake that we're making. Daily budget need to be increased. So Just to get an idea, let's keep it 50 so that we get some metric. Okay, so let's go with SEO services, then SEO company, and maybe what else was there? SEO company, SEO agency. Then you can just copy and paste here, SEO company. And what I would recommend here is that keep your keywords around one theme. So if you are creating this ad group, then keep the keywords around the same theme. Do not mix, for example, for this website, SEO services and website design services. Keep it around SEO services and about SEO. So SEO services, SEO company, SEO agency is all okay, right? And then for a website design, create another ad group. So how you can just plan your campaign is also very, very important. So for whatever website you want to create a campaign, go to that website, just study that website, what is its structure, what are its product and services, and just think that, in short, to just simplify it, I can suggest that you should go with separate ad groups for separate landing pages. You can test similar kind of landing pages, but the keyword should be around one theme. So for this website, for example, you can create one ad group around SEO services, website design of another ad group, social media marketing services, Google ad services. So for example, all 5 different ad groups you can create, and then you can then test different ad copy around it, right? So this is how you can plan your campaigns for a certain website. Now, for example, we've given these 3 keywords, we've set this budget, and we can see that in a day 4 clicks we'll get, and cost per day would be $31, right? And average CPC would be 8, which is less than what we saw on Keyword Planner, which is good. So now one more thing around keywords is that there are types of keywords. So there's broad match. So what we have written here is all broad match. I never go with broad match keyword match, because broad match will attract all kinds of traffic to your website, relevant and most of the time irrelevant. So what I generally do is I go with phrase match. I also recommend, if you are new and if you don't want to worry about too much about keyword matching, you just go with phrase match. Phrase match meaning you will just have these double quotes around a keyword, right? You can also go with modified broad match. That is, you can use plus sign with each keyword, right? So I'll just explain a little bit about how these types work. So for example, if you go with broad match SEO services, so if someone is looking for SEO or search engine optimization or anything synonyms or relevant to that, directly or indirectly, it will show. But if you write SEO services like this under double quotes, it is called phrase match keyword type, and this will only show to, for example, if someone is looking for best SEO services, this keyword will show, because this SEO services has to be there. If someone put an extra word before or after the keyword, it will show, but this phrase has to be maintained, meaning that you are able to specifically target people who are looking for at least SEO services. Then they can say best SEO services or SEO services in Australia, Adelaide, or some extension to it. Your keyword or your advertise is still relevant, right? So that keyword will help. Now, how this keyword will work is that if someone is looking for SEO agency in this city, or SEO Adelaide agency or anything in between also will work, but SEO will be there, agency will be there, so you are still targeting relevant people. Then there is one more type, which is exact match. So that is SEO agency, meaning nothing nothing in between or along with this word. This exact match will only this ad will appear if a person has typed SEO agency exactly like this, right? So a little some variation is okay, like like SEO agencies, something like that will still work. So that is how you can work with keywords. So I generally start with just phrase keyword match, and then later on, as campaign starts running, you'll come to know that what keyword is working and what's not. Then once you have decided on your keyword, on your bid, then you will go to save and continue and come to your ad copy. So now we are at the text copywriting level. I have filled in some information already to save time. Now, first of all, when you come at this stage, just be careful to make sure the final URL is the landing page where you want to take the users after looking at your ad. Okay. Now, headline 1, 2, and 3, it will show here like that as a title in big. And then there is description line 1 and description 2, which will show here below. Now I want to show you here something that generally you can just write the main keyword here, but if not, you can just print left curly bracket, and then use this keyword insertion function. So let me first write the keyword SEO service. This is the default keyword that it will ask you to enter. Once you do that, what will happen here is that this function will replace the first headline, the first keyword, with the text or the keyword entered by the user. So if user type in SEO service in some city name or best SEO service, this keyword will be replaced by the text what user entered, right? And people generally tend to give more attention to the exact text that they have typed, right? So you can take advantage of that here, and then you can just write the ad copy appropriate for your business and then save and continue. Just make sure that you create ad extensions. You also create at least 3 copies in every ad group. So we've not created here to save time because video is already too long, but just I wanted to show you what I wanted to for optimization and the complete setup of the campaign. So once you have created your ad groups and ad copies and you're done with that, it will show you a small summary that what you're going to get, what budget, duration you're targeting, your goal, and what bid strategy you are using and everything, and then you can click on publish. So what I wanted to show you is that when you come here under your campaign, just click on setting, right? And then just check your setting here, what you have set up. And eventually what I want to do with the campaigns that I create is that this bidding strategy that I always want to go to change bidding strategy later on, and then go to target CPA, and then maximize or optimize my ad budget wise. But right now it has to gather some data in order to be able to use that bidding strategy. So I'll just cancel that, and then you can check other options here as well. Also, you can just go to this additional settings and click on conversion and make sure that you are tracking the conversion that you want to track. Okay, I'm just canceling it. And this is what is search campaign looks like. This is the basic standard search campaign. If you have any question, or if you want me to create any video, separate video, for example to create Google Analytics and connecting it to your website, or anything related to this video, just let me know in the comment section. I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you.